Hey guys, welcome to Take Action Training. Today's topic is on Canva design. And if you have no desire to learn design, you are just missing out because every aspect of your business needs to have some branding involved. So we have a lot to cover today.
Exactly. I'm going to drop this resource into the chat for everyone that's here. And if you're watching this on replay in our Take Action Training course, it's going to be for download over on the right-hand side.
Or above, depending on which template.
Yeah, or above.
Yeah, there's a button. So
yeah,
look for the
download.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of, you might be wondering, Julie and Julie flagship product is images, done for you images, social media images. So you might be wondering why we want to teach you how to do this thing that we're also selling. But that's because the images that we create, the bundles and the done for you content that comes in your social plan, it saves you so much time by filling in the gaps. But the gaps are just that. They're gaps between promotional content that you have to be putting out there. And yes, on the agency side of Socially Inclined, we do full service turnkey marketing, but those packages start at, a significantly more. So unless you have it in your budget to have either a graphic design or to hire a marketing agency to do it full service for you, that it's not really a reality for most small business owners, network marketers. I know it wasn't for me when I first started out. So we wanted to come at you guys with this Take Action Training with some very basic, easy to do, easy to implement graphic design using Canva so that you can put your personal brand out there and fill in the gaps for whenever, an inspirational post happens once a day, and maybe a seasonal post happens once a day, but then once a day or several times a week, you need to put out positive reviews, get to know me posts that are specifically about your business. And that's what we're going to show you how to do, even if you have absolutely zero knowledge of how to do it. If you've never logged into Canva, we're going to walk through that today, and we're even going to give you some templates to work from.
Exactly. And in social media, so many people skip over the fact that we preach all the time to be the face of your business, stand out. So when you buy our product, we give you a prompt or a fill in the blank or some type of post to help you do that every day. And we still have so many people that skip over those, and you are missing out. Social is just that, to be social, to let people get to know you, to be personable. So this session is for you. If you're a dashboard customer or you're a social plan customer and you're skipping those, you don't have to skip them any longer. So we're going to show you fast how to do this. So
exactly. And even if this is your first time, let me know in the chat. We would love to know who our newbies are here. But even if you have never designed a post or you've never purchased a bundle content from us, this is going to be so useful because, you've got to put yourself out there.
For sure. When you start showing up in your business and not just posting, but really showing up, like have your face on posts and your true message behind even the content that we do for you, your voice behind that, it makes a huge, huge difference.
Hi, Tiffany. Tiffany's a first timer.
Here.
So one more thing I want to say before we start into these basics, and we do have a lot to cover because we're going to hit the basics. We're going to talk about that and just do like a mini course on design, but then we're going to show you, which is where Take Action Training is really different from anyone else out there on the market. But I just want to say, anytime that we get feedback on your social plan, our done for you monthly content, and someone, says, well, it just didn't work for me, 9 times out of 10, it's because they did not implement that third post, that social selling prompt, because the content that we do that's done for you, that keeps you relevant. It keeps your algorithm credit score high so that when you do post this niche business specific personal social selling content that we're going to show you how to do today, it gets seen more. So that's the missing piece for a lot of people. So if you've never heard of Your Social Plan, that's fine. But if you're on here and you're Your Social Plan member and you feel like maybe it's not working, ask yourself if you're posting that third post a day. And my guess is that you're not. So we're going to fix that. And we're going to work on making that easy to implement, because we're all about taking the overwhelm out of social media here at Socially Inclined. So,
exactly.
All right, let's get started.
Wait, I want to step back one step past that, because we get this all the time. I got one yesterday, and it is our niche bundles that are specific to industries. So we'll have people just out of the blue, like, do you do crystals? Yesterday's was medical scrubs. So the answer to that is, number one, if whatever your niche is, you should not be just posting about that. So that's where Your Social Plan comes into play. You are speaking. We've done several take actions on this, but you're speaking to your target market and what they want to see. So again, it is full circle. You need all of these elements to build a good social strategy. So I just want to say that business prompts are what you build to add on to us, to what we offer you.
Yeah. And in that same vein, if you bought all of our niche bundles and you're in the fitness niche, and you're posting 4 fitness posts a day, that's great, but that's not going to make one Beachbody coach stand out from the sea of Beachbody coaches. It's that third post, that post prompt, that you put your face out there, or you put your positive review. Someone said, oh, I was in her challenge group and I lost 20 pounds because she showed up every day and held my hand and did what I needed to do, or what I needed her to do to be successful. It's that feedback that we're going to show you how to make that content today and put out there to complement the other content that you're already putting out. All right.
Now you know the why, but why the social strategy part of it. So now we're going to jump in, because we've got a lot to do today. So The first tip that we want to give you is plan and prepare. So if you've been around for any length of time, you know that I am a batcher. I want to get what I'm doing done if it's 5 hours, if it's 5 minutes, whatever. I want to start a project, end a project, and I want to do a lot of it at one time, because I'm in that mode. So plan to batch your content, your ideas, before you get started in Canva. Number one, because overwhelm, when you see all of the templates and everything, you need to have a little plan before you get started. So jot down, and at the end of this document, we've got a place for you to jot down some ideas to start creating. All right.
Yes, for sure. I'm sorry. Savvy just said, Tiffany and Riley, welcome and put on your seatbelts. And that cracked me up. Yeah. I need to mute Savita, because she pulls me off all the time, but in a good way.
Exactly.
Yeah. So plan and prepare, and look at this. If you collect 10 reviews or 10 positive comments, maybe you don't have a place for reviews yet, or you've never got one, but people are commenting on your post that you're helpful or whatever. That stuff is included, or personal tidbits. And if you do that and you have, and you're adding this to our content, then 10 pieces of content is over a week and a half of personal targeted posts. So this is going to go a long way. And I would say 10 pieces done really well after you learn what we're teaching you today, you can probably execute that in about an hour. So you can do this.
You can do it.
The next thing, white space and alignment. So this might make you immediately turn off and think, oh gosh, here we go. Tough graphic design language, or specific graphic design language. It's not complicated. In fact, it's just the opposite, because quick, simple, and effective image design, the white space is so important, because the more that's there, the more it's going to pull focus. And I always like to ask myself, what is the one thing I want this viewer to walk away from, assuming that I have less than a second to catch their attention. And that is why white space is so important. And whenever it comes to alignment, a lot of times, you just kind of throw things. The tendency is to just throw things in there, but especially when you are kind of just beginning and you are wanting to, get content out there. You don't have to be fancy. Align it up to the left or align it straight down the center. Or maybe if you're feeling a little crazy, you can try aligning it to the right. But all of these like infographics are really, really popular or really famous for having, one line aligned to the left, one line aligned to the right, all the way down 6 or 7 blocks of the page. That is not for today's Take Action. Today, we're going to be talking pretty much about an Instagram or Facebook size post where you're talking like a max of 15 to 20 words on the entire post. So make sure that it's aligned. Make sure there's plenty of white space, because when someone scrolls past it, you want them to stop. You want them to put their finger down and stop.
Right. So the takeaway is less is more. And when you're thinking about it and you're batching, you want it to be what your hook is, like the main essence of your message that will draw them in to read the text. So that's the point. Scroll, stop, read, and then open up to see what your text is, or read the full text. So, all right, font and feel. Okay. So again, design, woo-woo, no. Okay. So all we want you to do is we want to think about your type of brand that you are. Are you whimsical? Are you fun? Are you buttoned up? And pull 2 to 4 fonts that kind of represent you and use those throughout. The reason we see a lot of times when you're not a designer, where people will just put, 4 or 5 fonts in one post. All right. The appropriate way to do that, and we'll show more when we get into the showing of it, is to have all of it in one font, and then your punch would be a corresponding font. So just think about your font pairings. Again, we're going to get more into this as we're going through it, and it'll make more sense. But font and feel are a big deal when you're coming up with your branding and how you're going to do these.
Preach, man. I just need to make an aside real quick. Baby Business Jess did this so wrong, and she was so bad about it. But I really thought, so when I first started my business, for those of you who are new here, Tiffany and Kaylee, when I first started my business, I was terrible at it because I didn't know anything about how to run a business, and I just didn't know anything about marketing. I definitely didn't know anything about graphic design. And I thought that it made me look cooler to use like the most different varying fonts. And a lot of times I was who Julie just called out. Like I would use 4 or 5 fonts on one post, and like it was just a mess. I went back and I looked at them a few years later and just kind of couldn't believe that I would post something like that. So, but as you kind of like learn that is not an effective way to get your message across. That is like ego. That was my ego wanting to be like, oh, look how badass I am. I know how to use 10 different fonts. But that's not keeping your viewer and your ideal client in mind. Your viewer and your ideal client wants to be able to read your message, and they want to be able to read it fast to decide whether or not they want to read more about it. So the next, that's kind of a perfect, end of the aside there, coming back into the present. That's kind of the perfect segue to making it stand out without making it turn people off. So another thing that Baby Business Jess didn't know is that a whole bunch of colors, it just kind of looks like a train wreck. It's not necessarily going to give that coherent, elegant, put together feel that you might want to. And elegant may not be the right word for your brand. But what I'm trying to say is like put together and professional feel that everyone wants, whether you do something super fun, like knit crocheted beanies for babies, or you do something super useful, important, like financial planning. Everyone wants to look professional. and everyone wants to capture their voice. So just because you do something fun or you're trying to capture attention, you don't necessarily want to use a whole bunch of colors. You want to think just like in fonts, 1, 2, maybe 3 if they're very complementary. And when you're picking the colors, just like with your fonts, you're wanting to keep in mind at all times, what are you trying to say? And if it's something exciting, and like limited time and really pressing or creating scarcity kind of thing, then brighter colors might be the way to go. But as I've mentioned here, if it's something more mindful or a little more serious or professional, then you might want to go with some cooler colors or maybe even some pastels.
And that's going to come into play. We do have a full branding course that we'll be launching that will help you step through this. But for now, because we're not doing that yet, just pick based on, if you've got a logo, based on your feel or whatever, pick a color palette that you can start using for your promo you posts. Okay, just pick 3 or 4
exactly
complementary colors. And again, we're going to go over that when we open up Canva. So
yeah, okay. This is a conversation about the post on the post level. Julie, you do not have the latest one. We're missing that page. Nope.
Oh, you'll have to drop it for me.
Okay.
I can grab it. Well, no, I can't drop it again.
Here, I'll send it. So yeah, we're discussing fonts and colors on a post level, not necessarily how to take your brand's concept and brand it with fonts and colors for the long term. This is just how to create a one-off post really quickly that looks super professional. Here we go, Julie. It's coming. Julie earned it. Yeah, we're missing that center page where we tell people how to log in. And the link.
So who, while I'm pulling this back up, who here doesn't use Canva, or who, I guess, just weigh in, yes or no? Do you use Canva?
Yeah, so I did ask that earlier. Shannon does not. Okay. Perfect. Yep. It seemed like most people do use it. Right. Does anyone use something else, like intentionally avoid Canva? Because Savita gets lost in it. Yeah. So
right.
Chris,
you don't use Canva right now?
Oh, she does. She gets lost in it.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, yeah. PicMonkey, and PicMonkey was out way before Canva. There's WordSwag. There's a lot of different ones, but Canva is so supportive of your business as a whole. So you can do documents and Word worksheets and everything under the sun. So that's, I'm going to go with what you know, except for in this case, you need to learn this. So,
yeah. Chris, right. We'll circle back to your question at the end. I'm keeping a list of all these questions.
All right. So now I have the right document. So, we're going to switch. Let me see if I can switch really quick.
So Shannon does not use any design program. J-Rob, he does use it, but struggles with Canva. Pick collage for certain things. Yes, I actually, Tiffany, yeah. I started in PicMonkey. I remember when I met Julie and she asked if I could do some design stuff for her. I was like, yeah, but I want to do it in PicMonkey. Pretty quickly, once she introduced me to Canva, I think it was like a matter of weeks, and I was closing my PicMonkey account. I just copied everything over to Canva because it was just so much more user-friendly. And this was 6 years ago, so maybe PicMonkey has gotten more on the Canva train with templates and stuff. But at the time I was using it, there weren't really any templates.
All right, so we're going to change gears and we're going to show you really quickly how to actually get into Canva. If you don't have an account already, you can sign up. So just go to canva.com. And let me say again, we say it all the time, Canva does not have an affiliate program. We're not an affiliate of them.
Nope.
So
we get absolutely nothing for you going and opening a free account.
Awesome. So, all right, you've got 3 different ways. You can sign up with your Google or Gmail. You can sign up with Facebook, or you can sign up with an email. So, in this one, I'm going to sign up with, not that email. Oh no, let's just do it. You can do whatever. I'm going to sign up with email because I know I can do this quickly.
I was about to say, I did ask before we started if you knew which of your 47 email addresses you were going to sign up with.
And then you just create a password that you'll be able to remember and get started. And then I'm a fan of saving my passwords so I can get in. All right. So this is going to ask you, what will it be used for? These really don't matter except for they're just collecting information, and it may affect some of the stuff they show to you. So we're going to use it for small business. And then if you have a team like a VA or someone that works with you, then you can put this here. However, it's going to prompt you later to pay. So I'm going to skip this for now because we're going to talk about the free right now. Okay. So it's going to ask you all the time if you want to sign up for Pro. We're going to talk about the differences. Pro is awesome. It is, there's no shortage of shiny object syndrome when it comes to software and things out there. But Pro is the number one thing that I say if you're going to invest in your business, that's where it's going to be if you're going to do a lot of design. Okay, there's the caveat. So from here, I'm going to go to maybe later. Who's on your team? We're going to skip. All right, start your first design. All right, we typically always start with the Instagram post when we're talking about posting on social media. Okay, and notice I'm still in a window inside a window right here. Hopefully you can see this.
Yeah, we can.
Okay. So I'm going to start here and then we'll back up in a little while because primarily the things that you're going to be using are posts. But you can do anything, literally. You can do t-shirt designs. You can do anything through here. So Canva post it is. All right. So there's a learn to design with Canva. So it's going to give you a little quick walkthrough. We don't need it because I'm going to show you sort of what you need. Again, this is your little walkthrough. And I would take a second just to look, but I'm
do that, yeah,
really quick. Okay, so basically create and then download. All right, so back to the graphic really quick because we're going to give you these 4 templates that we're going to talk about today. I hope this works here. All right, new tab. All right, and it says, oh, that's the wrong post.
Is that not the right one?
It's probably the one I sent to you, but it is the incorrect one. 1 second. Sorry. I don't know why.
Yeah, so the other reason, while she's troubleshooting this, the other reason that we like to use Canva is because we can create templates for you. And we send you a link and those templates will populate right into your Canva account, whether it's a free or a pro account. So that is what she's doing right now. And if that link is incorrect in the document that I send.
It probably is. We'll probably need to drop that again. We'll post it in the chat, but at the end of the thing, we can give it to you. I'm going to drop it.
Drop the link and I'll fix it while you're doing the demo. Yes, Savita, that's what I was going to say is they have now, when we first started with Canva, there were almost no help videos. But now they have all these great videos and they're short. They're like 2 to 4 minutes long and they're super helpful. So don't do what Savita did. Don't do what I did. Don't do what almost everybody does. Watch the videos. Just swallow your pride for 20 minutes. Watch the videos and get started on the right foot. You will save yourself a lot of time.
All right. So all I did
was... Did you send that to me?
Yes, I dropped it in Facebook. So all I did was the link that's going to be in this document, and it'll be in the Take Action replays as well. It will take you up to a place that says a template was created by Social Incline, was shared with you. Start designing now. So if we use template, it will auto-populate the templates that.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. So, all right. So we're giving you 4 templates here because this is going to kind of coincide with the content that we create and the content that you need to be supplementing. All right. So, first and foremost, we're going to talk about how to brand yourself. So, testimonials, quotes. These are kind of an example of a prompt, and then a fill in the blank is another type of prompt that we have. We have questions of the day and everything under the sun. So I just gave you one of these. So first, you'll see these are all like we talked about in the kind of same design scheme, color scheme. If you have a free account, I'm going to highlight first and foremost the difference in these two. You would be able to change these to match to your branding. Okay, so this whole set. So we put out a set of 30. So if you have that is available for pre-sale too. So 4, it wouldn't take long to recolor this all, but 30 or 100 would definitely take a long time to go one at a time. The pro account, if you wanted to change this, and I wanted to just change this to another complementary color, let's say if it was this color, I can have, oh, why is this in here? I was thinking they must have upgraded this. Let's see if this will work. This was not in the free account recently. I could change all, and I don't need to change it to this color since it's going to let me do this, but let me just change it to this taupe color and then change all. Now it will change. You'll notice anywhere that pinky color was, it changed. Now this used to be pink. So all of those used to be pink. All right. So if I Control Z, I can actually go back and show you the split screen of that. And Control Z, maybe I won't. Oh, it's going to do all of them. There it goes. Then maybe do them all one at a time. So that was one of my big pro things for upgrading to pro. This was not available, even up to not very long ago. So that is a big, big deal. So this is how you change them. Again, pick your color set, change all. Okay. Now, so from here, let's talk about specifics of getting into. We talked about fonts and colorings. So again, complementary fonts. Here's an example. A font pairing, 2 different type fonts that go well together. And again, script with a text, but you'll notice there's only 2 in each of these. You'll also notice that these aren't overly busy. Okay, so we've got striking image paired with smaller amount of font. This is your white space we talked about. This does not need to run all the way to the edge. This does not look as good. Okay, so a shortcut is Control Z to undo. There's also undo keys here as well. All right, so you'll see lots of white space in this post. Yes, I could make these larger, but lots of white space in this. All right, so let me see if I can switch.
So I've corrected that, guys, and the most recent one, if you will grab that, all you have to do is click the access the 4 templates here, and when you click it, it will auto-populate the way Julie showed you.
All right, and I'm splitting back to show you. So we talked first about testimonials, reviews, any kind of written content that people leave you. So we have a place on our website where we officially capture that, but there are so many other places. Facebook, if somebody just leaves a comment, we have tons of these that we just screenshot, and we can use them for posts, for our sales page, and literally if we just went to Facebook.
Emails. You have to turn off your ad blocker. That's what I had to learn the hard way.
It was on.
All
right, let me see if I can get to our ad really quick, and I can just pull.
Yeah, so the last 2, for those of you who have been paying super attention in the group, the last 2 Tuesdays, I send out an email in the afternoon, just kind of a recap of Take Action. Tuesday, and then also letting people know that the replays are available for sale. They are super valuable, so we like to make sure that people know that those replays are available for sale, and they're like 15. There's 15 of them now, so there's 15 hours of awesome biz building topics in there. But every week on Tuesdays, I send that email out. In the last 2 weeks, I have literally taken a quote from one of you guys. I think last week it was Jate, and then the week before, I think it was Kim, because you guys left such positive feedback on the Take Action Tuesday post. And we encourage you guys to do that. I love it. We love it. It keeps us centered and motivated and connected with why we're showing up. So feel free to do that. You never know. You might just end up in the email that now goes out to almost 7,000 people, which is crazy to me to think about that growth. But what's up, Julie? You just grab the comment there. It'll be the same. We'll just pretend.
We're just pretending.
Jen left us Jennifer, the elderberry mama, left us an amazing post yesterday evening. Julie left a GIF. I'm crying. It really was so nice to see that kind of feedback. But that's what we're showing you how to do is take feedback, or take things that you find, like all the time I'm screenshotting things that speak to me that I like, so that I can go, yes, I did, Savvy, so that I can go back and recreate it in this way. Oh, Jen, you're getting the spotlight. I hope that's okay.
I know. I hope it's okay.
Shout out. Jen Hasselhoff sells elderberry syrup, and it's her recipe, and she is a badass, and she's killing it on Instagram with her reels and everything. So thank you for letting us use you as an example, since our praise tab is not coming up right now.
Exactly. All right. So from here, basically any Facebook post that you've got that someone leaves a nice comment, and we have so many of them, but I just don't have this pulled up right this second. So we have you've all left so many kind words. So I selected that. We're going to pretend like this says a little bit more. All right. So I made the list. It's so easy to be engaged because your posts are so helpful. All right. So this again is Jen. I'm not sure how she spells her name. I hope that's it. If not, you just make sure.
One S, but it's okay.
Yes. When you do that, make sure that you don't accredit incorrectly. All right. And so how you get their image, and again,
ask them.
We would want to make sure. Now, you actually legally do not have to, because it was a she posted this publicly. Okay. But we always would like to ask. So
yes,
all right,
if we were creating this to post to, I think we have 26,000 like followers across Instagram and Facebook and all of that. And if we were going to do that and post this particular one, we always like to just ask and make sure, because you never know. And I think a lot of people kind of take it for granted, the conversations that they have on social media. So it's just nice before you start posting it, even if it was something positive.
Exactly. And I just copied her picture. I didn't save it to my computer. I just copied it and literally came over to Canva, and I am pasting it. It will put it in uploads, right? Which I've done it twice. And then you can just drag it and then pop it here. All right. So easy. You can search photos when you're on the free account. One of the biggest difference between the two, the pro and the free, is the images that are available. Everything is wide open in the pro account. Okay. So, but from here, let's just say I want to do, just a desk, something like that, and change this image that's more on brand for you. And again, it's kind of in that same color scheme that this other post is. So that's what you're going to want to look for, is if your color scheme, you want to try to find complementary images to go with that. Okay. So again, this would work as well. So this is a pro. I'm glad I chose that. This is a Pro, so you'll see you would have to purchase this one, all right, because it puts this watermark grid on there. I can double click this and I can move and adjust. You can see this outline of where this is going to land. All right, so that would be better positioning of the background image. However, this is not a free one, and I don't want to pay for one. So you'll know the difference. It'll say Pro, okay? So we're looking for free. All right, so this is free. And I can almost love that just as much. So again, you can scroll through. The difference in, if I transition this back to here, and let me open this same.
So can I just jump in while you're finding that? And let me just say her picture auto-sized because that little circle is a frame. So that's the little hack for that. And like we said, in the document, the corrected one that I sent, if you will download that and click it, you can get these 4, and it will do the same thing for you. You just grab the picture and you kind of hover over that, and it will snap into place, if you will.
Right. Same with this background. That's how that snapped in there. And here are the frames that we're talking about. So basically you just click and it lands on there. So if you were building your own template, size it where you want it. Okay. So, but I'm going to delete that. Let's just say, okay, so this is all grouped. So I'm going to ungroup this. Let's just say that I wanted to make her picture stand out a little more and make it a little larger. I can do that. You have these guides. You have these guides. If you can see the pink guide in the middle is telling me that it's centered. The square, I'm having to draw. Well, you can't see me, but I'm drawing a square around here to show that it's in frame height-wise.
Yeah.
So.
Real quickly, Julie, can I get you to show something? Carrie says sometimes she has trouble when it auto sizes to the circle and it cuts the head off and it doesn't center as nicely. Can you show real quick how to crop and recenter that?
Yes.
This is for Carrie.
Yes. All right. So if we double click, it actually, in this case, it is a perfect square. So it won't let us, but
unless you drag it out, and then it would zoom more and you'd be able to move around.
Correct. So, but
that's not necessarily.
So I'm going to put a different picture in here to play with because this isn't.
It's already perfect. Jen's photo is already perfect.
Exactly. It's because they will be for you if you pull their profile picture because it's already square. All right.
Right.
So let's just say I want to put this picture in. All right. See how I dragged, and that one actually looks good even to be. But let's pretend like it didn't. I can double click, and let's say I want to just get this. That's how.
So Julie's a pro, so you can double click, but you can also just go right up there. You see filter, adjust, crop, or flip. You can just hit crop, and that will do it for you as well. So Jen also wants to know, and I do have those first 2 questions from Kim and Chris, and we'll circle back as we're kind of approaching question time. My computer crashed and had to reload. Where do you find the alternate backgrounds? What do you search for? So that's going to be in photos if you're wanting a photo background. And it kind of depends, like you're elderberry, so it depends on what you're looking for in your background. A lot of times we're looking for desktop or workspace or inspiring woman or powerful or things like that to find things like that. If you have a bakery, obviously you could look for bakery type stuff, whatever, fitness, though there's a million good options for fitness. Let's see.
Let me interject really quick one more thing because this is important when you're showcasing people. So again, if you double click or crop, when you go to move this, you get a grid. A lot of times I try to line up their eyes to be within that center. You'll know that will give a good presentation. I know, hopefully you can see that grid there as to how. So again, and then one last thing really quick about I want to play with transparency. So like that picture is kind of on fire in the background. We can dilute that, if you will, and bring it down a notch. And it will, depends on what color your background is. So if I made that the peachy color, and then I toned it down. Now I'm in my wheelhouse of colors again. Okay.
All right, Jate would like to know, and I'm sure others would be interested, if you could show us again how to select all to change the brand colors.
Okay. So let's say that your brand color is not, well, I need to do this other color because there's not much of this in here. Let me choose, and there's two places to do this. So I'm going to choose this. So notice that got this overlay. I have to grab just this corner to get this picture. So the background of this, let's say that we're completely off. We just want to change it to this, or you can find your brand colors, like if you know your hex color, or you can play with it to choose a color. So whatever the point is, I'm going to choose this one because it is still in the brand colors. And then down here, it's change all. And you'll notice when I click change all, it's going to change. Those were pink. And, oh, well, I had turned. There's a difference in elements. All right, so these are elements. And then text. You have to change text as well. So if I wanted to change the text, I click the text, change the color. I'm going to bring this into that green. And in this one, it won't let me because there's no other text that was that color. There's not enough templates in this, but it would do the same thing. So there's two different places to change it. You change the elements. And again, there's not going to be one, and that's another one that's this color for this. So, but you change the elements. So like that black, there's multiple places black. I could change it to another color.
And so guys, if you decide that, so these are 4, but if you decide that you want the 30 that we're offering, I think for 50 cents a piece, that will come in huge handy because they are 30 of them and you can change them all one time.
For sure.
Or just a few clicks.
And they're branded in a 5-color set. So you just pick your coloring to go with that.
So Vita, I might use that. Shut the front door. I've spent hours trying to figure that out.
And it's in the free now. I'm telling you, it used to not be in the free. So, again, so testimonials should be easy. Go start looking for places that people have left you messages. So on Facebook, on Instagram, any snips. We have a folder that I snip. Let me just see if this isn't scary.
So Shannon wants to, transparency, Carrie. I find myself using that a lot, especially if things feel a little harsh, and just to kind of create a little more white space feeling. Shannon wants to know, do we brand our products before posting to Pro Dashboard? So no, we can put your logo on all of them at one time when we import them, if that's what you're asking. But that will be our content. So if you create posts like this, it will also watermark for you in the dashboard if you have the little watermark toggled for that when you import. Leslie, good to see you here. You've been kind of quiet. Thank you for resharing that. I guess someone asked for it and I missed it.
Interject really quick before you get to another question. So a take on this would be, you can duplicate this page, and I just went to a folder where I had been snipping these. Okay, this is either a Facebook comment or something from our help desk. I'm not sure where it came from, but if I click this, it will actually load it onto this page. And I can either leave the background or I can just get rid of all of this. So let's just say I'll get all of this. It's for Jen. Sorry, Jen. So we could do this, and I could add 2 on this same one and maybe put a header across the top. But these work really well.
That's a huge social proof thing because, unless you really went out of your way to superimpose it and fake it, like that's a real comment that someone left. And those do really well on your timeline. So yes, you can save your brand colors. I think that's the Canva Pro thing. Yeah, but you can create a brand palette. You can create multiple brand palettes, and that's really quick.
Brand kit.
Mm-hmm.
It lets you upload your logos, and then your coloring, and it will set
fonts.
fonts. These are our brand fonts that we have set in the Pro account.
Leslie, how do we get what? How do you get the 30 templates, or how do you get the 4? Both of them are in the resource. I'm going to drop the corrected one more time just in case. This is the corrected one where you can get those 4. Yeah, the 30. So just open up this TAT image design, and I think on the 3rd page there's a little blue area, or sorry, a purple area that talks about the 30 templates. You can click it. They're $15, super affordable, and you're going to get 30 of them, and you can click. Those are in one set of 5 and of 5 colors, and you can change the 5 colors to match your brand very quickly.
Yeah. And when you click it, it just takes you right here. It knows that I'm logged in, so I just need to add my email address and go.
So Shannon wants to know, can you customize? Are you asking about the dashboard again? Can you customize the content in there? If you're asking specifically about the posts that we upload for you, we do not include Canva templates with that at the moment. So those are flattened images. So if you want to learn about duotone and how to customize images inside of the Socially Inclined dashboard, join us Thursday, because that conversation will be specifically about that if you show up and ask that question. If you're asking another question about customization in Canva, just clarify with another question and I'll get there. Savita, if they DM you, if they're direct messaging you, I just ask if it's positive feedback. I don't see why they'd mind, but I'd still ask. Yes, you can grab a profile pic from, so legally, if someone says something publicly on social media, you can share it, but be nice, guys. Just ask, girls, ladies, gentlemen, people, just ask, run it by the person before you share it, unless they have put it in, like we have an actual review capture. So when someone inserts a review, they know that it's a review sent to us and that we're going to use it.
I'd also like to interject really quick here too, because of the post that we're hitting you here. Like quotes, we see so many people just reuse other people's quotes. You're really not allowed to do that. You are breaking copyright every time you pick up. Now, if you share that post that someone else posted, but you do not know who took this picture. If you see it out somewhere, when you use Canva, you know that this is a royalty-free photo. What happens is if someone nabbed this photo off of Google, and it happened to have been a Getty image, they will send you a bill for using it. I've had customers get $2,200, $2,800, $1,800. I've had 3 over the years that have gotten sued for using someone else's image. So this is a real deal. So if you see a quote that you love out there, and it's a quote with an author or whatever, you can quickly retype it, put it in, and brand it to yourself instead of reusing that same person's quote or someone else's quote, if that makes sense.
Exactly.
Same with anything else, like these fill in the blanks that you see done all the time, or the engaging questions. You can take them and put them on brand. Same with our content. When we give you an engaging post, you can, from our dashboard, and we'll do it on Thursday in office hours, but we'll show how to bring these Canva templates into our dashboard to be accessible. You don't have to do them in 2 steps. You don't have to start in Canva, export the picture and whatever. So there's time saving for that. There's just no time to show it today here. So
Chris would like to know if there's a recommended PX size for the logo on a post.
If there's in the dashboard, or
like
any post, like in Canva or whatever.
I'm pretty sure just any. So we always just try to shoot for like the bottom right-hand corner, small or centered.
Pretend like this is a logo.
The appropriate size would be the size where if someone wants to know who posted it, they can find it, but it's not all you see.
Correct. And we see so many people that have logos that are trying to, it's really supposed to be, a post is supposed to be watermarked. So with like your watermark icon, so like I'm in the free account right now, but you know, just our little bubble, like Pepsi has the little outline or whatever, those types, then with all of the words on it, you need to develop preferably a watermark rather than your straight up logo, unless your logo is not busy. In the dashboard, you'll see we put them on a white background all the time just to try to make them be more, to look correct and to fit this area better. So, but
all right. So Shannon gave us some clarification on her previous question, and then we'll circle back to the 2 questions that we had earlier, and then we will start wrapping up. So Shannon is asking a question about dashboard content and customization. We do not have the Canva templates for the 93 posts that we provide currently because it will create a support nightmare. But what we do, we will show you, and if you can't show up on Thursday, go back and watch just about any replay of office hours, and you can see Julie do the duotone, which is where you take it will take a flattened image, and it'll give it 2 colors, 2 of your brand colors, and a lot of times that will make, I'd say, 9 or 8 out of 10 of our done for you content put into your brand colors. So if you drop, do we brand it to our liking prior to posting from dashboard? Yeah, so we put it in. If you have a logo, it will flatten together and everything will populate into your calendar. From there, you can go duotone each picture if you want it to be a specific color or if a particular photo doesn't match your brand. Again, I strongly encourage you, Shannon, to show up with us Thursday, where we can give you undivided attention and show you how to use our dashboard to customize your content. It's one of Julie's favorite topics. It just makes our Thursday morning, and I'm not exaggerating, she loves it.
I do. Because, we talked about here that you want, your colors in one post to stand out, but we also look at our feed. Again, this is a topic for branding in the future for a branding course or whatever, but you want your 9 grid or your Facebook page to all go together. So
yes. And Jen wants to know, how do you make your logo into a watermark using Canva? I think that's just the language that we use to, maybe not. Julie, you answer that.
Yes. Okay. So typically what I do when someone comes in, I usually fix your logo. So, and what I do is I'll take your logo. I will actually put it on, I should open up ours, but I put it on a gray background. I'll add a circle because the circles just look the best. Bring it away from the edge so that it's not run up against the edge. All right, you'll see the white circle. And then I'll take the logo, of which I'm not going to be able to search for logo. Let me see if there's anything in here. All right, let's just pretend like Instagram is your logo.
Ooh.
And again, this would be more like a watermark, okay? And if this was the case, you still, I wouldn't do this one on this background. Oh, let's do this. Sorry. Let's pretend. All right, here we go.
Yeah, let's do that. CBD oil. Here we go.
All right. Again, this is a pro. All right. So again, you see that there's no, when we talk about a watermark, you can have some words on here. It can be your logo, but look how much nicer this looks when, oops, there must be something going on with this. When it is in your color tone and whatever. Again, this is a pro image. You'd have to pay for it or whatever, but that is more a watermark, if you will, rather than a logo. You can make this work. Oops, let me do this.
Now that feels like a yoga studio to me.
Yeah. All right. You can make this work.
The power of color, guys.
Yep. All right. So let's just pretend like this is here, and let me pretend. Well, here we go.
Ooh, don't
All
do
right.
the Google. They'll send you a bill.
That's all right. So let's
I'm
pretend
just kidding.
someone's logo that's together. All right. All right. So again, inside this circle, when you're putting it on the dashboard, even on an image, and let me show you why, because like if these are your colors. All right, all I did was Control C in here. So if you're a new Canva, right click and paste does not work. It'll tell you have to Control C or V. See? So I Control V. This is why you have to have some type of background on on most any image, because that does not look so hot. Okay, so full color. So if I would have put the white background, and I'm going to grab this one just because it's closer. So Control C. Let me make it smaller before I drag it up there. You can drag from one
So Jen,
to another.
Sorry, go ahead.
Nope, you're good. All right, so that's
so Jen, I think. Oh, sorry. I think it's the language. It's the word watermark that you might be getting hung up on. But we talk about watermark because we apply it to all 90 posts when we upload it. It's a watermark that goes onto every image. But we're just talking about your logo. Yeah, so whether it has a transparent background or not is kind of irrelevant. I think we're talking about like the way it would look best on a broad range of posts usually is on some kind of solid background color. But a watermark is just something that kind of automatically goes. Like when you watermark pages on a Word document, it goes on all the pages unless you specify otherwise. So it's considered a watermark. Is that right, Julie? Do you have better clarification?
Nope, that is a perfect clarification, actually.
Okay.
So, and the reason is so that it can kind of be cohesive. Like, here's another example. I wish those paper clips weren't right there. But again, that could be your watermark. It can be your logo. I just don't have a good example. That's more watermarkish. Logo mark, people call them logo marks, whatever. Oh, here's Canva. Here we go. That is truly someone's logo. All right, that's how they brand all of their stuff. Okay.
All right, so we have 2 more questions from earlier, and then we will wrap up this Design Take Action Tuesday. So Kim asked earlier, and I think we kind of covered it, but it merits going back to. If someone on Instagram makes a review post about my product, how do I use that for my account? I would say that you can just, shoot them a message that says, hey, I'd like to use this as a review. Can I put it in this post? Or you can create the post and send it to them and just say like, hey, do you like this? If it was someone who straight up gave you the feedback publicly, you can use it. There's no big deal. It's just, if you're going to copy someone's image and put it on there, I always just like to ask about that. And the reviews with images really, really go a lot further than, because you can put the face with the words.
And then this is an example of one that I just snipped from somewhere again. So that could be, you could literally snip it out of, make a screenshot. In Word, you have in Windows. I don't know if you can see. Hopefully you see down on the screen, I have this little thing with some scissors. That's called the snipping tool. So if you have a Windows machine, you have that. Go to your search, type in, or search, here we go. Search, type in snipping, and there it is. It lets you, off brand, but this is kind of important for this. It'll pop up this window. I certainly hope that you can see this pop-up window. It lets you draw a square around whatever you want to snip. I didn't do a good job of this, but you can see there. And then I can save it to somewhere on my computer. So as I try to do a pretty good job of doing that, as I see good comments, especially on our ads and places that's unsolicited, I will grab these, and that way we can use them in posts. And if you look at our feed, we've created testimonial posts. We've created these types of posts with just the snips out of them, just to break it up and be different.
Yes, Kim, I'd snip it. for sure.
Yeah, I would say.
I mean, because then it's got the picture too, and I don't think there's any problem with I cannot think of anything ethically or like remotely wrong with doing that. All right, so Chris asked a while back, if I have a theme of colors on my feed, is it good to have one post that stands out, maybe a different color? That's totally up to you. It depends, because we see Instagrams and we have people who want their Instagram to be one color all the way down. But if you look at mine, I like a little bit more fluidity, and not fluidity. I like a little bit more color, because I also just post. My content theme is not just marketing; it's also motherhood. So I'm not going to duotone Olivia into just white and purple. So I feel like my feed looks good. It looks like I have a brand, but the marketing posts are usually on brand, and then the pictures of my family. Obviously, I'm not going to change her clothes into a purple outfit just so she matches. She's not going to have only purple teddy bears just so she matches. So it's really up to you. If you there's nothing wrong with making one post that's completely off brand and bright and different colors, if that is what you're going for. If you want it to stand out as being, a wildly different color.
Here's an example. I showed yours if you weren't looking, and then here's an example of one of probably more like what Chris is talking about. We will use that punch of yellow, gold in places, but here is a post that is just on that. So just that color. And it does stand out. If that's your intention, then yes, you can use it. Here it is again, that punch of yellow that we use from time to time.
All right, so we are wrapping up, guys. So we'll answer what's there. On the dashboard, do you prefer we keep your socially inclined watermark on the photos we use? We don't have a socially inclined watermark.
We don't watermark them. We probably should, just because they get picked up for the same reason that I talked about, but we do not, just because some people wouldn't necessarily want that on there. So no, you do not have to. You don't have to give credit to us. It is, we make them for you, so you do not have to credit.
Yeah, when you buy our content, you buy the right to use it as an individual, not to share it and let your entire downline use it, which we've come into an issue with that before. So if you're in network marketing, you can buy our content, but then have your team members buy our content too. You're not buying the rights for your entire team to use it.
And there was one thing that we didn't cover, and it goes along with the be the face of your business. This post is meant to be, insert your picture here and have some expertise going along with it. Okay, so I didn't stress that. Hopefully you realized that's what that was. So,
all right,
the 30 set that we have has a lot more options like that in it.
Perfect. Well, this, for those of you who are new, has been Take Action Training. I already changed out that picture to have me on the phone screen. Awesome, Jen. Yeah, so you're doing it. You're doing it. This is a look at the other 30. Obviously, there's a lot more because there's 30, and it's you're going to be able to have some variation in what you're doing. So if you're interested in those, you can go click on that in the resource.
Yep. And this set happens to be one that I've already, for another video, just changed color scheme on. So, and then one last, Jessica's going to kill me, but there's one last thing in the pro account. When there's a photo in and you wanted to pull colors to match, not match your brand, but match colors to a photo, this is an option. So look at that palette. It will give you palette ideas. Okay. And you'll see the reason why these are all so similar is because this set has like that same color scheme throughout, okay, based on the colors that when I created this. Okay.
Perfect. All right, so our 20 to 30 minute Take Action training is now officially an hour and 5 minutes, but we hope that you guys have gotten some really incredible value and, more importantly, a little bit of knowledge so that you can go do something today that's going to move your business forward and get you in. Find some positive feedback and turn it into an image and share it and start making the content that you are buying from us, if you are, or your other content that you're posting, really sing and completing that circle with your own personal content.
And thank y'all so much for joining us. Again, Thursdays usually expand on what we have talked about today. So be sure to join us for that. So
perfect. Well, let's stop the recording.